Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Chelsea. So this week I'm back with a mini fitness review. I'll be talking about Heather Robertson's 7-day glow up challenge. So I've seen a few comments, aka like 3 people, mention Heather Robertson, so I decided to check out her channel. I realized I actually did a couple of her workouts over the pandemic when we were mostly at home, but didn't really stick to them. So I decided to take on her slightly shorter 7-day program just to get a taste of what her channel was about. And I know I'm kind of late to review this because the program actually came out last June, but I just thought it would be a great way to see if I could commit to her workouts long term. In this review, as with all of my reviews, I'll be focusing on the workouts mainly, although she does have a PDF on her website with nutrition and mindfulness tips. Firstly, I had to download the guide by signing up on her website. As I skimmed through the guide, I saw a lot of recommended foods and recipes, recommended amount of water to drink a day, a couple of mindfulness practices, and of course the obligatory social handles for sharing. So now let's just get right into the workout portion of this video. So because it's a 7-day challenge, there was a workout every single day. This included full body HIIT, cardio and abs, legs and booty, upper body, Tabata, total body strength and cardio, and no repeats HIIT. So one quick look at this and I can already see a lot of cardio. Most of these don't require much equipment, at most just a mat and some dumbbells. I understand that there might be no rest days because at this time, people may still be mostly at home, but I was just really tired from the get-go. I guess it's partly my fault because I did have a busy week that week, but if you do want to try out this challenge, just be prepared to work out every single day. So the first 2 days were both pretty cardio heavy with a similar structure of circuits repeated 2 times each with 30 seconds rest in between. Each exercise was done for 40 seconds with 10 or 20 seconds rest in between. The exercises themselves weren't super difficult, but this format did get a little bit repetitive. I really did appreciate that Heather includes a warm-up and a cool-down for every single one of her videos because those are 2 aspects I often neglect when working out by myself. By the 3rd day, my legs were quite sore, but this may also be because I had dance practice pretty much every day of this week. I also had to wake up pretty early to fit in my workout for Tuesday and Wednesday because I had something come up at work, so overall, the challenge started off pretty rocky. Wednesday's leg day was actually my favorite so far because of the as many reps as possible format. This really reminded me of the every minute on the minute challenge from Carolyn Gervin, except maybe a little bit toned down since we were able to choose how fast we wanted to go with the reps. With so many lower body exercises though, I really was looking forward to Thursday when we could finally get some upper body action. Unfortunately, I forgot to film on this day, so you'll just have to use your imagination to see what I was doing. I was a bit disappointed because we returned to the circuits formula and some of the exercises felt a bit repetitive. For example, we did lateral raises to the front and then to the side, and then with one arm in front and one to the side. I guess I'm just wondering if there's a rhyme or reason to the order of exercises, but this workout made me sweat nonetheless, which is actually a bit rarer with arm workouts. The Tabata HIIT was really refreshing and it was only 20 minutes since there was a full body stretch after it. I guess you could kind of see this as a mini rest day, although there's no way I'm saying that Tabata HIIT is easy. I do have to say though, it wasn't as intense as Carolyn Gervin's HIIT workouts, but maybe it was designed this way to give us a little bit of rest. Unfortunately, I took 2 more days off over the weekend. I did catch up with the last 2 exercises on the following Monday and Tuesday. For day 6, the supersets were another great format that really made the time fly by. I like that some of the supersets were fully cardio while others had weights, so I wasn't like picking up and putting down the weights all the time. As for the last workout in the series, no repeat HIIT, this was again one of my favorites. You know that I really love breathing hard and having a lot of variety in a workout, so this was perfect for me. So now that we've come to the end of the workouts, I guess my review of it would be overall a 7 out of 10. Personally, doing 5 or 7 workouts in a row just isn't for me. I think I just need a few breaks in between, like maybe after the 2nd or 3rd day and 4th or 5th day. Especially as the first 2 days were a bit repetitive in nature, I kind of grew a bit tired and wasn't as enthusiastic about returning to this program in the following days. The workouts themselves are definitely effective. Of course, you can adjust the amount of weight and number of reps that you push yourself to. They are very cardio based, so just be prepared to sweat every time. All in all, I think I can see myself picking up 1 or 2 of Heather's workouts in the future, but probably not following her program as consistently as Carolyn Gervin's. And now onto the mindfulness part of the review. So there were a few simple suggestions in this guide, like breath work, meditation, journaling, and just going outside into nature. I picked meditation and journaling to try to do every day. For journaling, I did the simple list 3 things that you're grateful for every day. I remember doing this for one of my classes and just trying to stay consistent with it at the beginning of the year, but like a lot of things mindfulness related, I'm just not the best at keeping it up. So I was excited to hop back into it and give it another try. I did find it a bit repetitive, like I was writing the same or similar things every day, but I think just taking that little bit of time to think at the beginning of the day, that was a really good reset for me. As for meditation, I've also tried this a few times, but was never able to stay consistent. My work actually provided a Headspace membership for free, so I definitely took advantage of that. I started with 5-minute sessions and finally found a place in my room that I could comfortably sit and meditate for. Overall, I mean, the experience was positive. It was a bit hard to find time in the morning, even for 5 minutes when I was quite busy those first few days, but ultimately I'm glad I did try to make time. Unfortunately, over the weekend, I wasn't able to get to these mindfulness habits, but what I'm kind of getting at throughout this whole review so far is just to try to incorporate more of these good habits into my routine, even if I don't follow them consistently. I think it's totally okay if I don't do it every single day because there's really no net negative, only positive when you do complete these habits. As for getting outside and surrounding yourself with nature, this just wasn't very feasible for me. The first day, I think I was only able to get out of work when it was dark already, and I did not see much nature, only a lot of trash in the front of my apartment. But again, I live in the city. It's not as easy to get to somewhere where you're surrounded by a lot of trees and natural things. You're usually just stepping down into the street and greeted with the noises of traffic. So of course it's great to just take a mental health walk every once in a while, but for some, like me right now, it's just not as feasible to be surrounded by nature all the time. Okay, so moving on to food. This was the area of the guide that I was following most loosely. I'm a very habits-based person when it comes to my food. I pretty much eat the same or similar things every day, so it's kind of hard to break me out of those habits. In the guide, Heather did recommend a bunch of foods you can buy, but I had just gone grocery shopping and I didn't want to completely revamp my fridge just for this 1 week. I did wonder why it specifically recommended to not eat cruciferous vegetables. From what I could find on Google, you shouldn't eat it if you have hypothyroidism or any sort of problem with your thyroid, but couldn't really find anything for just the ordinary person. I also saw that the guide recommended against foods that would cause bloating or inflammation, and I think this is perfectly reasonable, but it just kind of makes me wonder how it contributes to the results portion of this type of challenge. I know that people usually would like to share their results on social media, and of course it's not good to be bloated just regularly, but I just can't help but feel like maybe there's something to this to make sure you're getting a visible or a good result for your after picture. Of course, I'm not doing before after pictures for these kind of challenges. I just don't think it's very realistic to expect changes in just 7 days. So I kind of just ignored the recommendation here. I am a little bit lactose intolerant, but I did eat some dairy like yogurt and cheese. So not cutting out dairy or these bloating foods completely. Now here's where I kind of go off on a rant about the nature of these glow up challenges and kind of their socioeconomic implications. I don't want this to come off as I'm bashing on Heather Robertson or just any influencer that does these challenges. I think it's more of like a whole society type of situation rather than the problem and responsibility of a few people. So especially from the nutrition section, I can tell you sort of need a level of privilege to be able to follow these recommendations. For example, the protein recommendations included free-range eggs, egg whites, non-GMO tofu or tempeh, and wild-caught fish. For a lot of people, this just might not be very accessible in their local grocery stores. I recognize my own privilege to be able to grocery shop whenever I want, having Trader Joe's just a quick walk away. But I can see how a lot of the recommendations for meals in this guide do align with a that girl type lifestyle. Let me know if you want me to get more into the that girl trend, because I think it's definitely seeped over into the fitness community. This type of lifestyle as an influencer where you can have flexible working hours and thus nourish your body and your mind with a lot of these green smoothies, oatmeal bowls, acai bowls, all of these things that usually the regular person may not be able to enjoy. I think challenges that kind of hinge on this glow up trend where you can see a big change within a certain amount of time provides a sort of escapism into this that girl lifestyle for a lot of young people when that lifestyle may not be completely sustainable in the long run. So I'm not trying to hate on this guide or any other glow up challenges like it. I just wanted to point out that the recommendations and lifestyles supported by these guides have this sort of that girl trend coming off of them. And of course it's great to try in just a short week, but may not be the right lifestyle for you in the long term. As you know, I just pretty much ate what I wanted that week. I wasn't tracking calories. I was just trying to eat the foods that made me feel good. And for me, that meant a lot of similar things every day. I did try to make overnight oats and put it into a bowl to look cute, but a lot of the other stuff was just pretty much my usual roasted vegetables, seaweed wraps. I did try to make blueberry muffins though, which turned out very well, but otherwise there just isn't too much exciting influencer style meals to see here. So with all that being said, I thought this was a relatively well-structured, albeit short program. It was a good taste of Heather Robertson's workouts, kind of a litmus test to see if you want to continue with it. And for me, I'd probably do her workouts every once in a while, but just may not take on a long-term challenge. The biggest positives I took away were the habits of journaling and meditation. I feel like these were things I'm always procrastinating on, but now I do have some motivation to keep it up, at least more often than I did before. I think I would recommend this program and Heather Robertson's workouts to someone who just wants to get a quick sweat on in the morning. The exercises and structures are very easy to follow, so you can just put on your own music and watch her video. They also require very minimal equipment, so you can easily do this from your own home. If you're wanting to step up from Chloe Ting or Emmy Wong workouts, or even try to get into home workouts for the first time, I'd say that Heather Robertson may be a good fit for you. You can adjust the difficulty by going at a slower pace, using lighter dumbbells, all of that. It's very easy to tailor her workouts to fit your own needs. And that pretty much sums up my review. I know I went off on a little bit of a tangent there in the middle, but let me know if you'd like more of that sort of fitness and commentary crossover from me. As always, thanks so much for watching. If you've come this far, let me know what you thought of this review down below. Anything else you want me to review, all of that. If you tried Heather's workouts as well, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you felt doing them. And with all that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.